All right, pretty simple recipe. Still beating the chicken here. Just beat it. It's nice and really, beating chicken makes all the difference to me. And once again, just use what you have because, I mean, you're just beating chicken. All right, so there, I have the chicken beat there, kind of flat. So next I'm going to actually season it. I'm going to season it. I use some of Tony's sauce. Really like Tony's seasoning, not sauce. This right here. I'm going to use some salt. And also some garlic powder, I believe. And some pepper. Some ground pepper there. And so I'm making Italian chicken, so what I like to do is go ahead and I put these breasts in this pan here. Put these breasts in this pan here. And then what I like to do so that the Italian seasoning and dressing can get inside of it is I like to poke some little holes in that. Poke some holes. Sorry, it's a little bit noisy. Alright, and after I poke the holes, I go ahead and I put some Italian dressing on it. This is my favorite kind of Italian dressing, but you can use any kind of Italian dressing you want. I put it off to the side over the chicken. I mean, this just makes it yummy. All right. Nice and yummy. I use pretty much the whole little small bottle here, so once again, just do what your heart tells you to do, whatever you think is going to taste best. And then I like to wrap the pan, the dish, in foil. So let me clean that. This really helps trap in the moisture of things. Sorry if I sound funny today. I'm trying to think, but I can't really. All right, and so then I go ahead and I put that in the oven, and I start on my sides. So next up is we're going to be making some of this. I'm not sure if any of you guys have had this kind of rice, but I really like it. There's no artificial flavors, high quality, made with 100% US grown rice, so I really like that. So yeah, so what we're going to do is this calls for a cup and 1/4 cup of water. And this also calls for a little bit of milk. So let me go get the milk real quick. And here's some milk. I kind of just measure from my heart sometimes. A little bit more. And then calls for some butter. All right, let me unwrap this butter here. And I put that in there. And so because this has to boil, I'm gonna put that on my boiling spot right there. Let that boil, and then once it's starting to boil, then I'll put in my rice. And then guys, one of my favorite things is this, is some homegrown green beans. All right, garden grown. If you have not started a garden, I really recommend that you do. Use whatever space you have in your yard, and I'm telling you, you will not regret it. All right, so for my green beans, I like to put some water in it. So there's some water, and then I also like to add some salt. Some pepper. And of course, I like to add some butter. I probably add too much butter, but oh well. All right. And so, while the chicken is in the oven, I also like to put my corn muffins in the oven. So, this is the kind of corn muffin mix I use. It's really great. I love it. It's yummy. And a lot of times I use this for corn casserole too. So if you have not used this for corn casserole, do it. You won't regret it. All right. And so I already have my corn muffin mix here. And I'm just going to put it in that muffin tin here. Once again, this recipe is super easy, nice and quick, and yummy. So, can't lose. And once again, I just measure from my heart here. I'm not a professional by any means. Okay, and I make a mess, so forgive me if you don't like messes. Hopefully everybody's been doing good. I know this world just keeps on getting more crazier and crazier, but thank God that we have Jesus, and that Jesus just helps us to be able to rest and trust that he's got everything in control, because we surely do not. All right, my very messy muffin pan. All right. Like I said, I'm no professional here. All right, so what I'm gonna do with these muffins, I'm actually gonna put them in with the chicken in the oven and let them bake while the chicken is baking. All right, and so the rice is boiling, trying to boil. The rice juices, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll turn on my burner for the green beans. This burner always gives me trouble. All right, didn't want to work, so I'll use the back burner. Use the back burner there. So I live in Ohio, and currently it is raining and storming, so you might hear some thunder and some rain in the background. All right. And so it looks like the water and milk and butter over there are starting to boil. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in my rice. I'm gonna stir that in, and I'm gonna let this cook for about 7 minutes. Turn the heat down to medium, and then also put a little lid over it. Alright guys, and so when everything's finished, I'll come right back and show you guys how good it turned out. Okay guys, so everything is done, I'm gonna get the chicken out of the oven. All right, let's see how it looks. Great, it looks great. See if you guys can see that. Looks so good. All right, so I'm just going to kind of prepare it for you. And I don't know if I said in the last video, I set the oven to 375 and I let the chicken bake for about 50 minutes. And so I think I'm gonna go for a smaller piece today. And then some of this rice here. Some of that rice. Sorry, get corn muffin. Some green beans. Okay. All right, everybody. So that's how it looks. That's how it turns out. This is going to be super yummy, super easy. So I hope you guys enjoy.